Hi, it's Joanne. If you are a developer or somebody who works in the tech industry and you're possibly not in the UK, then you probably work with a lot of UK teams. So, what I'm going to do is introduce you to 5 phrases that you won't find in a textbook, but you will often hear in meetings. So, let's go ahead and look at the first phrase, see what you think. Phrase number 1. I'll ping you later. Basically, this means that you can't talk right now, but you will get back to them, maybe via Teams or Slack or by email. Often used when you're in the middle of a different discussion and you want to be able to continue with this conversation, but it's not really appropriate at the time. I'll ping you later. It may be that you don't have the data, but you want to pass that information on to the person later on. So this is another way that we would use I'll ping you later. Phrase number 2, let's crack on. This is something that we would use when we have discussed a piece of work, but we actually want to start the real process. It could be at the start of a meeting. So you'll say, let's crack on. Or maybe you've had a break and you've decided you need to go back and start the testing. So it's let's crack on. It's a way for managers and people in a team to, just say we've got to get on and do some more work. So let's crack on is an excellent term, but very British indeed. We may say let's crack on in a situation where we've been discussing the architecture and now it's time to actually move on and do some of the development areas. It is quite informal, but it is something that's acceptable in business, and it's something that we often use just to promote energy and momentum. It's worth a try. This is phrase number 3. This is a phrase that we use when we may have ideas or we have looked at a certain aspect of the programming or the development or even just the abstraction and decomposition. And it's not working, so we want to try something else. So if somebody has a suggestion that we're not sure about, we can always say, well, it's worth a try. It's always a good way to encourage people to try something new or think outside the box. Phrase number 4, I'll keep you posted. Basically what you're saying is that you'll stay in contact. So you're going to, you've spoken to somebody, you've spoken to your manager, they want to know how the program is developing or whether there've been any complications. And you're just letting them know that through each step of the way, you're going to be talking to them. And you may do that face to face, you may do that via email, or again, using Slack or using Teams. But keeping you posted just means that you're going to stay in contact with somebody and you're going to keep them updated on your work or the project that you're working on. Another really important phrase is we need to flag this. So for example, if something's not working or a component of the project has not been completed on time, it may be that we found another problem with the actual development and we need to consider alternatives. Could be a security error, it could be an error in coding, it could be an error in understanding the brief. But flagging it up means that you're going to make sure that it's looked at, and if there is a problem, that problem is sorted out. Again, another great British comment that's made, and as you're all well aware, as developers and creatives, you have more freedom to be a little bit more informal. So again, often things that you might hear within a meeting, And if, for example, you're new to the English language, then you need to understand that this informality is very much accepted within the world of technology. So yeah. So there are 5 British phrases that you are going to hear in the tech industry. So why not try out 1 or 2 and see how you get on? And let me know in the comments, because I'm always going to be interested in knowing how that worked out. So the next video, which is due on the 29th of January, is how to explain technical issues to non-technical managers. So I will be giving you some tips and advice on how to deal with the blank stares that you might get from somebody who is not technically minded like you. So which phrase do you think you're going to try? Let me know. Just drop me a message in the comments and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care for now. Bye.